Welcome, everybody. Today we have an exciting bombshell interview. Only Credenzio Studios could bring you this exclusive interview. It's not going to be found anywhere else. No one else could get access to this guy. He's very hard to get a hold of. Although recently he's made a return. I'm proud to introduce the new and the former leader of the Cypriots. We have Psychic.
How's it going? Good to be here.
Psychic, how are we doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
Awesome.
Happy to be on the interview.
Well, it's wonderful to have you. We didn't think that we'd be able to get you, but here you are. So tell us a little bit how you're doing today.
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a busy day. Finally was able to work you guys in. Obviously, I work a lot, so kind of hard to squeeze stuff in like this.
Right. Well, tell us a little bit about. Been a little bit of a crazy few weeks for you. You were leader, I think, over a year ago or about a year ago of Cyprus. One of the more successful and long-term leaders. Tell us a little bit about what happened, what led up to you leaving Cyprus. We obviously heard Lettuce's side. Let's hear your side. What happened about a year ago?
Oh, well, I started a full-time job. Obviously, it takes a lot of your time. The game was getting a little stressful, trying to maintain members, trying to maintain a faction, trying to keep people active. And I saw that. I was getting inactive. Obviously, I knew that. I'm not one to stick around. If I'm not pulling my weight, I'll move on. Yeah, and Lettuce was pretty much the only person doing stuff at the time in Cyprus. He was making quests. He made this new thing. It was like do so many quests and unlock a new rank or some kind of in-game item. But no, it just got a lot. So I moved on. Gave Lettuce leadership. Yeah, really not much to it other than that.
How long were you leader before you stepped down?
Ooh. I want to say I was leader that time for 8 months. I think my longest term as leader was like a year and a half. I've been leader 3 times. The longest one being the first one. The second one about 6 months. The third one was about 8 months.
And all of these were of Cyprus or different factions?
Yes, all of Cyprus. I've never really been in other factions. Like I've been there for like an LR and then kind of just left. But I always end up back up in Cyprus every time.
Why do you have such an attachment to the faction? What makes you excited about the Kingdom of Cyprus, the Empire of Cyprus?
It's my home. It's family. I started off in Zengids, and at the time, Anthony Dragonblade was the leader of Cyprus. Uh, and he recruited me as the third in command. And after kind of brainwashing him in a way to retire and to make me leader, I became leader of Cyprus in like a little less than a month. Uh, and after that, I mean, that was it. That was my home. Uh, I keep on reading chat. Sorry.
Yeah, it's best to ignore chat during the interview.
Yeah.
It's a little distracting. Uh,
Yeah.
my next question would be, what exactly did you start doing once you became leader? I mean, you mentioned you kind of swindled your leader into stepping down. when you were third in command and then making you leader. But what was the process once you became leader? How did you bring so much success to a faction that historically has been pretty dead as far as Lionhearts goes before your entrance?
Well, I'm not gonna take all the credit because obviously people like Joe Porval. A lot of people know him. He's recruited probably 400 people into Cyprus over the time. But as far as I go, I just go to talking to people. People seem to just kind of take to me very easily, and so I guess they just kind of hang around. People that I wouldn't even talk to will just be like, "Oh man, I love you. I'm gonna come join Cyprus." I'm just like, well, "Come on." Uh, I also did my fair share of free ranking. I'm no stranger to free ranking. I don't frown upon it. If somebody's overqualified for the job, obviously, I don't think they should start at LR. Kuro Gorilla, the best prince I've ever had, was a mercenary for hire who joined Cyprus, ended up liking me in Cyprus and the community that I built, and I free ranked him to prince after only a week of him being there, and he was the best prince I've ever had, actually. So
So your sort of natural charisma, maybe your charming southern accent, is that what I'm hearing were keys to your success?
pretty much. I'm just a people just like me. People just kind of they like the community that I build. They kind of I don't let people I let people be who they are, which it has got me in trouble a couple times. Obviously, I was taken out of leadership one time because I let people be too much of who they were. uh, but yeah, people, I just we have a good community.
What sort of processes, I mean, you mentioned you enjoyed free ranking. What has been the process adjusting to the new update where you can now give contribution as low as a high rank and a leader, but free ranking is now impossible?
Yeah, it's hard. So basically now, I'd have to just tell people straight up. Like people come to me still, and they're like, "Hey, give me HR, and I'll join your faction." And now it's just like I can't. I can promise you a position once you get there, but there's no more free ranking, and that was a big part of my recruiting. Finding other people that I've known in the past, bringing them back as HRs. Uh, but now that I can't do that, it is kind of hard. It's kind of hard to work around.
I could see why that would be an adjustment for you. I guess let's get right to the meat of the conversation. What I know is Saddam essentially reached out to you saying, "Hey, I'm going to puppet Cyprus and make you leader," and you agreed. Is this a good telling of events, or how would you tell it?
Well, Saddam didn't reach out to me really. What happened was is I was added to a group chat of a bunch of old Cyprus, and we all got to talking. It was like, oh man, wouldn't it be funny if we all just, you know, got rid of lettuce and came back to the game? And one thing led to another. We discovered lettuce was being vassalized by the Seljuks, and we were like, hey, you know, would you be interested in this? Because at the time they were just gonna vassal them and just move on with it. But Saddam, knowing me, uh, trusts me very well, decided he would put me back in leadership.
And you accepted. Did you feel like this was a betrayal of Lettuce, who you entrusted to lead the faction?
At the time, I kind of felt like I was in a way, but after getting back into Cyprus and talking with Lettuce and all this, everyone didn't seem too upset with it. We had one person who tried to make a rebellion. He knows who he is.
I think
It
I
didn't
knew
work
who I
out.
think I know who he is too. I saw him in game the other day.
Yeah, Zach. Which I mean, I talked to him as well, and I mean, he just he was retiring. He was leaving Cyprus, and he just kind of was just trying to be funny, I guess. And just made a rebellion, and now he's stuck in the rebellion. So that's that. But no, me and Lettuce have talked it out afterwards, and he's cool with it. I'm cool with it. Cyprus is doubled in activity. We've doubled members. I mean, it's nothing but up right now.
Right. Um, do you feel like you are a better leader than Lettuce is?
I don't want to sound like I got a big ego, but in a way, yes. Me and Lettuce have our own little style of leading, and mine has been more successful in the past. Lettuce has done good. He's maintained. He's at towards the end he got a little inactive, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I would say yes, a little bit that I'm a better leader than Lettuce.
Did you feel like you owed it to Cyprus to take leadership back, given, let's just be honest, the last 8 months under Lettuce's leadership has been filled with a lot of conquerings, a lot of lost territory for Cyprus as a member of the Federation. Tell me a little bit about how that, the warfare, the losing so much territory, and being a Federation member impacted your decision to come back.
Well, see, being a Federation member was probably one of the biggest things I did not like. I let Lettuce have my opinion on it when he joined the Federation, because I was a huge anti-Federation member. The Federation was the first person, Cyprus was the first person Federation targeted after they formed. Uh, One of the founding members, Kuro Gorilla, obviously my old prince, was trying to extort me out of my own war, was trying to extort me for over like 10, 20,000 gold, uh, saying that they would attack me if I didn't make peace instantly, and so
Wow.
obviously I held a grudge. I had a lot of bad blood with the Federation. Uh, After coming back though, I will say I've talked to the Federation some more, and they seem they're more level-headed, they're more organized than the anti-feds. The anti-feds are very, war, war, war. We don't care. The Federation, they're sensible people. I'll give them that.
Wow, that's quite the turnaround from being bitter enemies to being able to admit that they're sensible and even implying that anti-feds are more war hungry than feds. That's quite a statement.
Yeah, it's just obviously Cyprus is more of a Federation pro side than they are anti-fed. So I've got to hear everyone's side on the matter. Uh, because obviously we've left the Federation now. I'm trying to make Cyprus its own entity. We're our own alliance. We allied the Abbasids, obviously, uh, the Abbasids and Antioch in a kind of a trio alliance, trying to knock down some of those bigger alliances, trying to reform the duos and the trios. But so far, it's not working because everyone just keeps kind of flowing back to the anti-feds and the Federation.
What I mean, I've sent you some messages, both in the leaders chat and just individually, on some proposed changes that are already in the testing server towards major nerfs to protectorates, sort of making protectorates actually be vassals rather than, um, what they are now, which is basically pseudo alliances that can be abused. Do you
Hmm.
think this is a step in the right direction?
I think so. I think being able to, if factions aren't able to have 10 alliances in a single raid, I think that's definitely a step in the right direction. Like I understand they can join in defense raids, which is should happen. But when you're going out and basically vassalizing the whole the whole game, uh, no, not good.
You feel like the game was more stable and it was more enjoyable in general when the alliances were in twos and threes, is what you're saying. And this period of mega coalitions has deteriorated the game. It sounds like that's what you're saying. Can you tell me why? Why do you feel that way? Why do you think mega coalitions are eroding the game or bad for the game as compared to smaller alliances?
Because you can never come to an end. When you've got 10 factions on each side, or like eight factions, you can never come to an agreement. Everybody wants something, and when you've got 8 factions requesting something, in the end you've got 10 garrisons and 50,000 gold. 8,000 fucking, just everything. It all adds up. Nobody can ever come to agreement. They'll never just be white peace. Uh, People burn out. People get tired of fighting. It's just never ending. Whereas when you've got 2v2s, if you got 2 factions and 2 factions, they can eventually come to some kind of agreement. Like, hey, we get this garrison, and you lose. With when you've got 8 factions on each side, it's just never.
So that's a pretty bound statement. Um, I would, I guess I would ask as a follow up, what do you think? Like, you just came back. Let me say it this way: you just returned.
Hmm.
Are you noticing people are burned out already, or is it something that you're wary of happening coming up in the future if this war, this anti-Fed war 2, basically it's like World War Levant 2, doesn't come to an end? Are you worried about burnout, or do you think the burnout's already happening?
I think the burnout's already happening. Uh, just from seeing these last 2 road battles, the anti-Feds obviously were on the verge of winning, and the Federation kind of came back and took back crack at a last stand. And I've already seen the anti-Feds drop rallies like they used to drop 40 people. 8 people in VC was about all I've seen. People are just it's just a never-ending loop. There's some people staying up till 2, 3 a.m. in the morning to attend these road battles,
Right.
and in the end, they do it just to lose, and it's a morale hit. It's hard to get up and do that when you're just like, what's the point?
Yeah. Right. Um. So you just got back a couple weeks ago.
Hmm.
What was your first reaction to seeing some of the changes that's happened to the game over the last year? Features, updates, uh, both just in the game's development. Let's start with just the development side. What was your response? Things like status effects, other various changes to arena, etc.
Actually, really like the arena stuff. I don't know why more people don't play it. Uh, I play it pretty regularly every day now. Uh, and then the status effects. I don't know how I feel about them. When I first came back and I started getting bleeding and concussion and slowed out, I didn't know what was going on. I was a little confused. Uh, I feel like it more favors some weapons more than others. Like short sword, they can just spam one time and then you're debuffed. Like my battle axe, it takes me forever to swing up. Uh, but yeah, other than that, I haven't kept up too much with the game. I kind of came back and just seen all these things. 15v15, the sparring mode is pretty fun. I think the sparring modes are not bad at all. A lot of people don't play the arena, so I can't really ever get into like an actual match. So I don't know what 15v15 with actual people is like.
It's a lot of
Uh,
fun.
yeah, I believe when it first came out, you were doing like streams,
Yeah.
uh, getting people to join in. I didn't ever participate in those because I was inactive at that time. But yeah, that probably would have been a lot of fun to participate in.
I actually queued unranked the other day, and I got sent right into a match for 15v15. I think it's starting to actually pick up, especially with these contribution changes. Also, people don't know this, um, but perhaps they should. It's our fault that it's not shown. Matchmaking wins already play a factor in power rankings. So the more matchmaking wins you get for your faction, the more power ranking points you will have. And we've actually already processed changes in the testing server for that to be majorly increased. And it's going to show. So basically, when you queue up and you win a matchmaking match, it gives your faction points for power rankings, which is pretty substantial, I would say. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's pretty big. The only thing is like there's no really reward for having a high power ranking. At least none that I'm aware of. I know back in the day, if you had a low power ranking, you would you got the Messina tax money
Yeah.
for being inactive, basically.
Well, it does affect your stability very majorly.
Oh yes, yeah, the stability.
So 50%, and I know this is confusing, which is why I've been making a lot of changes this week, specifically targeting fixes for stats being represented and so people can understand it. So stability is affected by 4 factors: power rankings, active troops, treasury, and honor. And it's affected by how much those things change from week to week.
Mhm.
50% of stability is of that change is calculated through power rankings. So it's the most important of the 4. So if you lost half your power ranking points in 1 week, your stability would take a 25% dive because it's 50% of how it's calculated. Meaning you could go from 100% to 75% in 1 week if you lost half those power ranking points, which means, you know, if you played less matches, lost a bunch of territory, didn't get as much contribution, your stability would tank. So it is pretty important. I don't think people understand why and how, and we've made some fixes to help people understand that. But I could totally understand why people don't know. That's a fair critique.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing.
I mean, any other reactions to the game in general? Just the meta, maybe outside of development changes, just, politics, player relations, drama, any of that strike you as you've come back?
Uh, Not really. I have noticed a lot of the same factions are still with the same factions. Uh, Obviously, I've gotten kind of close to Saddam, and and seen what he's built in the Seljuks, which I thought was pretty neat. Obviously today they declared war on the Hasp, and but I was checking out their VC, and they had 19 people in their VC, which is pretty crazy for one faction to do
Yeah, they
by
seem to
itself
be a
now.
complete powerhouse.
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt. Please continue.
but yeah, no, I think his one problem is that his ego is a little too high.
Huh.
Uh, it'll probably be the death of him. I believe.
Well, when you name yourself after a genocidal dictator, you're kind of bound to have some sort of catastrophic fall. I like him. He's very charismatic. He's a
Hmm.
bit of a rizzer, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Um, he'll riz you up in a second. He's a charmer, but I also definitely wouldn't want to be his enemy. And I do think there's some merit into what he's doing, and I think as well what you're saying as far as the humility front is lacking. However, the strategy Saddam's employed, you've been a successful leader, you've rallied many men before.
Hmm.
Do you think that charisma factor is essential for leading a faction?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's probably the most important. Uh, if you just it's the it factor. If you don't have it, you're not gonna be successful. I mean, it's just that. If you're not good with people, you can't run a faction. You can't lead people. Uh, you have to have that risk factor.
So, did Lettuce have that?
I I think he kind of did. Uh, Lettuce is more of a he's more like chilled back, kind of just kind of watch from a distance for a little while. Then he don't instantly strike you as like, wow, I like this guy. It takes a little bit to get used to him, I believe. But he wasn't bad. There's some leaders in the past like there's been a few Plagus in Hosp. Uh,
Yeah.
he was an old gen leader. He just to me he doesn't participate in like regular just Lionhearts chat. He doesn't really he just kind of takes to himself, kind of inactive, and he got removed pretty quickly by the Hosp. They weren't happy with it.
Hmm. So, that charisma is important. What else is important? I mean, you're trying to rebuild a faction that's been less than what it was. Is getting old gens and previous members back a key part of your plan? And if so, how are you doing that?
Yeah. So getting the old members back, getting my old support system back up is pretty important. I've had to buy the game for a couple people, which is fine because we're I like to say everybody's a family in Cyprus. We do more than just play this game. We do play other games. We hang out. We talk to each other. Uh, I still have a lot of people that I talk to when I quit the game. Like 10 consulate. I talk to him pretty much every day once I quit the game. We have a whole separate group chat with him. Uh, but as far as like trying to rebuild right now, the biggest thing is just getting back those old people, getting them back in the game, getting them active.
Yeah,
Uh, we're rebuilding the ranking system right now because obviously there's gone through some big changes with the
right.
whole and you just gotta be dedicated. I mean, if you want to be successful leader, you gotta be dedicated. You can't give 50%. It's 100% or nothing.
When you're getting an old gen to come back and play the game, they obviously left for a reason. What's the reason people tell you when they stop playing Lionhearts?
That they're just burnt out. They're getting they have a life. This game is it's very hard to play if you have a job or if you have other stuff going on because obviously the road battles you can't schedule them. They just happen whenever every 12 hours apart. And so most people they tell me hey, I ain't got time, you know, or they're burnt out or they just don't like the game. There's too many bugs. That's the most common responses. Trying to get them back, it wasn't as hard this time because obviously we all talked before this, and a good amount of them was like, "Hey, let's do this. Let's come back." But yeah, it's not been too bad this time.
And do you think Arena is an important step towards more casual gameplay that can happen whenever, or is Arena 2 also pretty grindy?
Uh, I don't feel like arena's grindy. Uh, Whenever I play, I'm just listening to music, just kind of relaxing back. Grindy is like when you're in the arena, fighting for 4 or 5 hours at a time, fighting and fighting and fighting, trying to grind out, steel weapon level or something like that. Arena is more like, I got some extra time. Let me just hop in sparring mode.
Right,
Get a couple, get some silver, get some rewards.
right.
Uh, it would be nice to see some more people play it though, so I could, get more unranked or ranked matches rather than just playing sparring.
So we've talked a little bit about some of the pitfalls of Lionhearts as far as just requiring so much dedication, especially being in a faction if you have a battle at 4 a.m. and you know that the Federation's invading your territory or the Capetians or whoever it is, SCA, and they're going to mount a big attack. You feel obligation to get on at that time, and that can be pretty difficult, and it's hard to manage. What are the benefits? Why have you come back to this game so many times, playing it for years, multiple stints, hours and hours of your time, even with a job, toggling it? What brings you back to Lionhearts? What are the things about Lionhearts that you enjoy that makes it special?
Definitely the community. It's every time I leave, it just don't feel right. I left Cyprus for a while. I left the game for a while, and it's just I find myself with nothing to do. I just sit around, hop around games, but everything's just boring. Uh, back in Lionhearts, I just hey announce a game night, and I'm playing with 10, 11 people on a different game. Uh, but it's but yeah, I don't know. Mainly the community. The game itself has gone a long way, and I could tell people, the devs are starting to care more. I feel like there's been a lot more bug fixes. There's been a lot more work put into everything, but it's definitely the community more than the game that brought me back.
What about, I mean, sort of a chicken or the egg situation. I wonder, I hear that a lot, and I agree the community is fantastic. What about the game facilitates the creation of this community? What about Lionhearts? Because you don't see communities this rich and interesting across any game. So, what about Lionhearts is it that attracts and binds this community, in your opinion?
Hmm. I think one of the biggest things is war. Uh, because you do have to wake up so early. You do have to kind of give most of your life towards the game. It used to be pretty bad. It used to, back then when the garrisons first came out, I think it was 4-hour garrison long battles. And each Levant was like separated,
Yeah,
so we could be playing together for 12 hours a day.
right.
You know, fighting in every Levant, which I've done, and you just get close to people. You know, you all you play together for so long, you talk to people for so long, you just get close to them. I learn stuff about them not just in the game, but like in real life. You know, I learn about them in real life. I learn about them, what they do. Y- Yeah, you just get close to them.
Do you think that typical person is not equipped to handle the demands that Lionhearts has, and has that element brought people together? Meaning, hey, you're gonna have to grind to get to Woo. You're gonna have to really work hard. You're gonna have to log in a lot. You're gonna have to show up at a bunch of different times to defend. And now even with the faction change, you're gonna have to spend a lot of time to rank up. Do you feel like that sort of element of dedication has played a role in binding the community together? Meaning, we don't really suffer fools here. Like, if you're not willing to put in the work, you're not going to get anywhere.
For sure. You know, uh, everyone that has played this game has put in a lot of hours.
Everyone who's
Y-
still here, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I know back 2 years ago, it was 2 times harder to grind weapons than it is now. Like I've probably spent 4, 5, 600 hours in in the arena just killing people over and over. I used to have to force myself to get on just to just to farm my weapons out.
Wow. I definitely like, it's kind of an interesting scenario. I really love the fact that we have such dedicated, awesome players, but I also think it'd be awesome if there were more casual parts of the game too that facilitated more fun and things outside of war and fighting, such as fishing and farming and things that I really want to work on. Uh,
Mhm.
you know, stuff like horse breeding that has been kind of memed about. And, you know, I think those things would improve the game. Is there anything you can think of, like a number one development update or change that would facilitate more players and more player retention? Meaning, a player plays the game and they're actually having fun and they want to come back because of this change, whereas before they wouldn't have.
Hmm. Me personally, I think, like you just said a minute ago, hunting and fishing and farming. I think hunting would be a pretty big one. Being from the south of Alabama,
Yeah.
in the United States, hunting I do a lot of, or I participated in, and that would bring me back for sure. Farming, something that is more laid back, not like constantly grinding and farming in the arena, which is draining. Uh, I don't really know any other big ideas off the top of my head that would bring people back, bring people, to play the game over and over all day long and enjoy it.
Right. What are your plans now that you're back, Cyprus? Do you have any grand ideas or thoughts that you have for the faction as far as in 2 months, I want to be here, I want to have conquered this, I want to have done this, we want to have met this activity quota? What are your aspirations and ambitions for Cyprus during this leadership stint?
Every time I come back, I usually try to set a goal. So by my first month back, I like to at least have rallied 25 people in a activity photo. Uh, and then bump it up 5 every time until I kind of meet to where I can't do it no more. I think the highest I've ever rallied was 54 people back when the game just before the game swapped to garrisons.
Huh.
Uh,
You've been around a while.
yeah, I've been around for a long, about 4 years now, 4 or 5 years. It's been a long journey, that's for sure.
How long do you plan on staying?
Man, I keep telling myself that was the last time that I'm not coming back. But I always come back. I'll be 21 now in on the 10th, and it's like, is there ever a time I need to stop playing? Like, I don't think there is. I don't think there's an age where I have to stop doing something that I love. People are all the time saying, "Oh, you're too old to be playing this game." I'm like, am I really too old to not be doing something that I like doing? You know,
No,
I,
and
I
and I feel like that's not true of Lionhearts. It's a very aged up game. I
oh
guess
yes,
you could say the blocky characters and Roblox is aged down, but I mean our age demographic is over 50% of our players are registered as 18 plus. Not a lot of
yeah.
people know that. Um, but I do think it's kind of I think you're completely right. If you're enjoying it, then just what's the problem? If
Mhm.
you're not enjoying it, maybe it's time for a break. And um, I do think that we've had situations where the game hasn't been in a great state, and we haven't been able to facilitate. Um, we haven't been able to facilitate players, staying for a long time unless they were really just dedicated to farming and grinding endlessly. So we are committed to making the game more enjoyable and fun. And I'd like to think that's one of the reasons that people come back is because we update the game and improve it. And even if they got burned out before, they come back and they see, oh, look at all the progress that's been made. Sometimes
Mhm.
it's hard, I think, when you're in it every day to notice how much it's changed and grown and improved. But if you take a year break or you look back at footage of the game from 2, 3 years ago, you notice, oh my God, game's gotten so much better. Have you experienced that? Do you feel that way?
Oh yes. I mean, it, back 2 3 years ago. I mean, people say now that farming is or like farming levels for weapons is hard. Go back 2 3 years ago. It was impossible. I mean, it would take me 2 3 weeks to reach steel, but but now you have stuff like auto farming levels, auto farming ores. You have the infernum zones.
Yeah.
mean, it's gotten a whole lot better from what it used to be, for sure.
What's the potential? I mean, I would love for Lionhearts to be more than war. I would love for Lionhearts to be more than fighting and conquest and, you know, toxicity between players, although I don't think the toxicity is that bad. Do you think there's potential in Lionhearts for brotherhood and fraternity and love and uh, camaraderie more than just war?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you know, my members are my brothers. There's nothing I wouldn't do to help them. You know, aside from the game. I've given real life advice to I can't tell you how many people. I've helped people in real life. Uh, I've given hundreds of dollars to people on this game.
Oh,
I can't tell you how many people I've helped out, and I'm sure eventually I've gotten scammed or whatnot, or but I'm too. I wouldn't say I'm gullible, but I'm too keen to helping people.
I don't think that's being gullible. I kind of had the same problem as a leader. Um, I don't actually think it's a problem. I think, my opinion, if somebody asks you for help and you give them help and they're lying, it's bad karma on them. It's
Yeah,
not, you did the right thing to extend your hand out and help them. And the important thing I think with giving is just giving of yourself and giving to people freely without attachments to the result, right? Like if I'm going to give you whatever, I'm not going to come back tomorrow and ask you for something because I did something for you. You know what I mean? And I feel
yeah,
like the reason I like that you mentioned that is because I think generosity is one of the most underrated qualities of a good leader. And I think when you're generous, people want to follow you and they want to be generous back to you, generous with their time, show that they're trustworthy. Although it is hard to find people that are trustworthy. What's your process now, especially with Parabellum? You could be cooed, you could be puppeted
hmm
and replaced by one of your own high ranks that's conspiring against you with the foreign power. You could be rebelled against. Stability's low enough. You could have an election. Having high ranks that you trust is incredibly important now more than ever. How do you trust your high ranks? How do you get to the process where you feel like you can trust them?
It's kind of funny you brought that up because when I first got back after lettuce was removed, uh, I told Farmer to go ahead and demote all of the HRs because obviously you can't trust nobody at the beginning. Uh, but they all seemed to kind of like me, and so I was like, you know what? I'll give everybody the ranks back. I don't want nobody to be unhappy. Everyone's earned those ranks, so I give them all back. And it's like not 3 days later, there I was getting rebelled, and it's just like you can't. It's hard sometimes to tell who is really good and who is not. Just I just do it, and whatever happens happens. You know,
Yeah,
if,
that's actually
y-
we're totally in agreement there. This is more like a conversation than an interview, but I can't help but notice how much I agree with you. Yeah, I feel like you're right on point that trusting has to come first, and you can never be 100% sure, right? I mean, somebody, especially over the internet when you're not in person, it's really hard to trust somebody fully. But at the end of the day, you get burned, you get burned, you learn from it and move on, right? I mean, what else can you do?
yeah, there's nothing really you can do. I mean, I like to give everybody my 100% trust, and if they break it, it's hard to get that trust back. But everyone starts off the same with me. So once you get rid of that trust, it's just there's just sorry, but
Right,
you're not getting it back.
right. What did you first of all, I know you saw the tier list of all the leaders. Did you
hmm
agree with your ranking?
I feel like I should have been an S, because I'm the only Cyprus leader to have done what I've done. You know, I stepped away from the game for over a year and came back and was still known as the best Cyprus leader. People that I've never even known were coming up to me and were like, "Hey, you're that one Cyprus leader, right? You're the one that married the assassin." Because of Take Fish's video.
You're gonna have
I
to
guess.
tell that story, by the way.
Oh man. Yeah. Thanks to Take Fish. I will forever be known as the one Cyprus leader who married that assassin, which I did not do, by the way. That was all faked by my second in command.
Oh, you didn't actually marry somebody over Roblox? That was fake.
No, that was fake.
So who was
No.
it? Who was it that was alleged that you married?
So, Katie.
Oh, Katie Lee.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that was a plot between my second in command and someone named Hadukos. He used the GFX rendering to fake to fake all that, and they it was supposed to like eternalize the assassins in Cyprus's uh, alliance, but obviously it didn't end very well in the end. But
Wow. Um, that's ridiculous. What what advice would you give somebody who's starting to lead a faction for the first time? As somebody who's had so much success.
mm, find a good find a good strong foundation of people to build off of. If you've got just those, oh, give me this, or I'm leaving. Those aren't good people to build a faction off of. I had a good 4 or 5 people, some of them who are still around, and some of them who I still talk to. Joe Poral, one of the biggest ones who really helped me build Cyprus. I can't give that man enough credit. I'll never take all the credit for building Cyprus because obviously it was not just me. Uh, Joe Porval, Kuro Gorilla, he helped me a lot. Uh, uh, Two Pair Chops, Sean, obviously he's banned now because he's stupid, but he's been a day one. He was with me since Zengids. Uh, but yeah, you just gotta find that good foundation. If you don't got good people behind you, you won't be a good faction.
What do you want to tell your Cypriot men that you're now a new leader? I mean, you were the leader before, but this is your new reign for you. This is a new tenure. Some maybe joined with Lettuce, don't know you very well. Any final words to your Cypriot Lions?
We're cooking. We are cooking. We're back. We are back.
Any warnings to any enemies or political statements you'd like to make?
I always play the long game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. That was a fantastic conversation. I hope we can do it again soon.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Guys, give a big round of applause to Psychic for coming out. Excellent interview by him. Very well done. Guys, we are going to be back with giveaways. We are going to be back with more content, playing Arena, doing some other fun stuff. So please stick around. Make sure you like the stream. Amount of likes we get will determine how many giveaways we do. We have some exciting giveaways today. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. We are back. Hello, everybody. I am going to play the Lionhearts lo-fi music in the back of every stream now. But that is a good idea. We are. Lionhearts lo-fi. It's pretty sick. Not lie. Pretty sick. His legacy status. Play unranked. Multi-music's so good. Rank, you up for unranked, guys? Faction condition type. Legacy is. Guys, queue up unranked 15v15.
Break the Crusader position before they can secure their siege camp.
Break it. Let's go. Somebody did dip, but another person joined, so we're good. We are good. How does my mic sound, by the way? I've got a bit of a new setup. I got an arm that brings the mic closer to my mouth so that it picks up less background noise, so I can turn the gain down. How's it been for the last hour or so since we've been streaming? Ow. We'll do our first giveaway after this match, by the way. Does my mic sound okay, guys? How's the audio quality? Can you guys not hear me? Testing. Okay, good. Saddam spitting fire in my DMs. Ah. We were cooking. We were cooking. We was cooking. I know what I want to do after this. Oh, take the flag, boys. Go, 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 go. No.
They bring siege equipment against our walls. Stop them.
Such goated voice acting. Ow. Oof. Oof. My dude's lagging. My boy Winter Waffle holding down the fort. Shit. No. Wow. Breaking through. Oh, damn.
Jerusalem must not fall to the infidels.
Ahem. Ow. Did I TK you, Dutch? Hey. Ouch. No. No. I think they're going to win. Close.
Praise Allah, He has blessed us with victory this day.
Okay. Let's see here. Well, I'm close to that Damascus upgrades. We're gonna do our first giveaway. Free weapon skin of your choice. Yeah. All right. Giveaway. And the winner is Ego. Ego wins. Congrats, Ego. Okay. I'll be right back. Hold on. battle earlier, huh? Pretty big battle. We're debating the legitimacy of the papacy in chat. Why is there no unranked? Ego, what did you mean when you said old arena better? I don't understand that. Bring back the jousting events. Based. Oh. Jerusalem. It's a cute sized arena. Should be right there on Twitch, dude. Wednesday, Thursday, 11:30 a.m. EST.
Guys, come queue unranked. 15v15. Come queue.
Get queuing, boys. There we go. Another Jerusalem. Wow. So be it.
We must secure our camp in order to begin our siege of Jerusalem. Get up that hill.
Based HRE outfit. We're all Credensia. How are they winning? You bled me. Unforgivable, Tarask. I don't know if you want me on your team, man. Sounds like old TTC council chat. So not nearly angry enough to be old TTC council chat. People flaming each other in the stream chat. So amazing.
We have secured our camp. Now destroy the outer wall with our battering ram.
Arbor Giffy is not looking good, man. Getting real arrogant. The Pope is out of hand. Oh, Dutch. Ow. Push! A man who says he is humble. With an ironic statement. Much appreciated. Check this, Jamie. Check this. Watch this, Jamie. Make sure you're watching.
The outer wall has been protect our siege tower. Secure the inner wall to take the city.
No. Ow. Everybody, push! Oh, dude got goosebumps watching that. Jamie needs to come back. Push! 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 No, my armor! What? My armor's destroyed. No. Oh, that's not gonna help the last 50 seconds. Push, push, push. Come on, boys. No! So close. Push, 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 push. Push, 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 push. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Get in the freaking circle. Yes, yes, yes. Go. GG's.
The
GG.
heathens maintain control over Jerusalem. All is lost.
Shamed. I went 13 and 28. That's. He sucked. Yeah, I increased the speed of the siege tower a little bit.
They are trying to cut us off from Lake Tiberias. We must secure this position.
They're trying to cut us off from Lake Tiberias. That voice actor's so goated. Oh no, not this bug. Nice. Very disappointing. One hour of Lionhearts low. Yeah, there's some bug, man. I don't know what it is. I gotta fix it. Some bug where everybody gets kicked. But I don't know what the replication steps are. So it's kind of hard to fix it. I don't know why it's happening. Skill issue. What I'm trying to say. Try again. Maybe we'll get Antioch and get the epic. The Palermo music. Yay, Manzikert. Manzikert feels fresh compared to the other ones. It has a nice, distinct feel. I don't know why I don't like Katyn. I played it too much. Played it too much.
Drive the Romans from the field, and Anatolia will be ours for the taking.
My lions! My lions! Let me turn my mic on. People can hear me. But turn my mic on in game. Where is it? No! So annoying, dude. So annoying. I'm like gonna go look. I'm gonna try to fix this bug right freaking now. It's really pissing me off. Okay. Let's get this fixed right now. I'm done fooling. Play some Lionhearts lo-fi. Everybody will be happy. Get this cranked, boy. I bet I can get this fixed if I really put my mind to it. Not gonna be fun. But it will be necessary.
This got really.
Not good. Send loading alert. so crazy. Jamie L's back. Epic. On died. Um, 5%. %5 chance that fixed. Well, I didn't break it. Not breaking it is a W. Excellent joke. Excellent. You how dare. No, Jamie! Lost all his Credenzio coins, bet them all, and lost them all in one fell swoop. Classic Jamie moment. Would not have let you do that. If you... You know how you can get more Credenzio coins? You can get 1,000 with every dollar that you donate to the stream through TTS messages, through Super Chat, or the link in the description. If you donate $3, a special little something something will play on the screen. $5, something even more special. 10, 15, 20, and 50 all have incrementally more exciting things that play on the stream. I think the $15 one might be my favorite. They're all really good. Obviously, $50. Hassan, why don't you donate $3 and see what happens? Go ahead. Get your 3,000 Credenzio coin. 1 second. Takes 2 seconds, man. Oh yeah, it's a Kayani. Cosmic, I kind of want to play Dark Souls. I also don't. Omar, you should help me because we have Palermo. Palermo 15v15's already been made. We just have to... Say GG.
Prince Jamal just endorsed $10. Prince Jamal undefeated at Jerusalem and traitor to Ali Pars.
Oh, dude, thank you so much for the super chat, Jamie. Undefeated Jerusalem and traitor to Ali Pars. Thank you very much for the super chat. Say GG. Say GG indeed. Thanks very much for the donation, Jamie. Yeah, Damascus would be cool. There you go. Now Jamie should have 10,000 Credenzio coins. 10,000 Credenzio coins. Oh, don't you dare gamble all of it. Ha! Oh my god. That would be so ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. Don't you dare do it. Oh my god! Yo! 20,000 Credenzio coins for Jamie. Wow, that's nuts, bro. That's nuts. Yeah. If you guys don't know who Jamie is, Jamie was the first king of Jerusalem way back in the day. If you go look at the plaques on the ground, that's him, the first one. Guy's a massive W. Seriously massive double. %90 of gamblers. The Battle of Manzel El Amir. That was so goated. One, to donate to the studio through Super Chat, Super Goat. To then gamble all the coins and win. Sick move. Pretty sick move, not gonna lie. Major props to Jambo. So this is the next 15v15 map we're gonna release. It's called Manzel El Amir, and it's outside of Palermo. I don't think anything's been set up for it yet. Forget what we were gonna do for this one. Manzil El Amir. Well, we'll work on this week. So true. A second, guys. All right, boys. Let's finish it out with one more giveaway. Make sure you've left a like on the stream. Okay. $50,000 silver for yourself or a friend. Let's see it. Go. Go ahead and raffle. Spend your Credenzio coins, max of 15. $50K silver in game. We don't insert gold. We don't insert gold. Inflate the economy. But silver can't be traded, so it won't inflate the economy. All right. We're going to go ahead and close and give away. Winner is Cosmic Caracalla. Great job, Cosmic. Thanks for playing. Hey, guys, really appreciate you tuning in and watching. Had a lot of fun. I'm going to go ahead and close it off for now. But you guys are awesome. Really appreciate all of you. And we've got a lot of updates coming to the game soon. A lot of stuff that's been done on the testing server. A lot of little stuff, but pretty major when you find it all. Some major stuff. Some big changes to power rankings. Chronicle territory being added. Fixes the displays. Faction displays and tracking. Diplomacy changes. Garrison capturing changes. Massive changes coming. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to try to get those out this week. Lucky. Anyway, guys, make sure to go like the new videos we posted too. Talking to you soon.